What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing you another video. Today's video is on MMPR 2010, otherwise known as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2010. Anyway, guys, today we're going to be doing some reaction videos for Power Rangers on MMPR 2010, which you know, is not the best season ever. It was a season that really, more or less, was taking the original footage of MMPR and basically just adding on some side notes around it. Like, the main differences between MMPR 2010 and the original are the fact that MMPR 2010, the big difference is, first of all, the opening is different. The toy line was changed. That's one thing. And another thing is the fact that they like to also every once in a while during certain scenes of episodes add in written in marks that say like pow, bang, boom, to make it look like a comic book. Personally, I'm not the biggest of fans of it. The biggest advantage I see in it, because the toy line was not the best ever. Like really wasn't. The opening was fine the way that they did it, I guess. I like the original opening. I think most people prefer the original opening, like myself. And the comic book kind of idea, I don't think that many people really cared for it that much. The one thing I do appreciate, which I think a lot of people do agree, is like the smallest thing ever, and you may think to yourself, like, how do you even count it? It's barely anything. Is the fact that the quality is better than the original quality back in 1993. So it is an update in that regard, but regardless, it's the same show. So really, you're not getting that much difference. It feels like a rerun with a few additions here and there in the background that kind of just are unnecessary. So anyway, guys, this video is not meant to be one talking about the show itself, but that was just my overall idea, just in case anyone's unaware that there was MMPR 2010, or if anyone just wanted to know about it, or if anyone wanted to if anyone wanted to remember it. Sorry about that. Let's just say this much: it was not liked. It was hated. I'm sorry to say that. For anyone that actually liked MMPR 2010, it didn't last long, and for a good reason. It didn't do well. The sales were not really good, and if it worked, I'm sure we would have had several other seasons that would have had newer versions. Like I wouldn't have been surprised. Like, it would have been interesting to see, you know, Zeo 2011 or something like that. Didn't happen, obviously, because the MMPR 2010 didn't work out. So I guess, anyway, guys, let's start moving on to our commercials for the day. And just so everyone's aware, there's not that many, as you may have guessed, just judging by the length of this video. So anyway, guys, let's move on.
With the Power Rangers vehicle Zord system, it's Morphin time to smash your enemies. Combine Racer and Cycles to totally crush evil. Add Dino Megazord for Mega Morphin power. Power Rangers vehicle Zord system, each sold separately.
Just me, or does it feel like that was the fastest transformation sequence ever and the fastest commercial ever? I mean, I understand that, like, transformation sequences, they don't want to show every little piece being put together. I understand that. I completely understand that. But at the same time, I'm just thinking to myself, that was really fast, and that was a really fast commercial overall. Also, I really don't care for the design of that at all. I don't know. I really don't like it, and if anyone knows the general differences with it that came with the concept of the vehicle and Zord transformation stuff, you would know why I feel that way. And just in general, it's not the best. It was an interesting concept, but I mean, it was really fast commercial. I have to tell you that much. I'm not a big fan overall of the toy line, of the MMPR 2010 toy line at all. I don't think most people are, but there are plenty of people that definitely have bought into it just because they wanted to have that, just as you know. I mean, you have to have a historic. People always add something to their collections, and MMPR 2010, regardless of how bad it was as a reboot, not as a reboot. Hold off. As a slightly altered version of MMPR 2010. I mean, a slightly older version of MMPR, the original. It isn't really loved by the fans at all. It's used in a lot of opening videos when they have like openings of all the seasons. They do use, like, plenty of people definitely put it into their openings because it is counted as a season. but it's not counted to any real extent. It's like thought of by the fans not so positively. That's what really no one really talks about unless they have to talk about it, and that's kind of why this is just, it's hard to look at this, because personally I'll tell you this much, it's an adventure just to watch this stuff, because it was not really that well received by any means. So anyway, let's keep going.
It's Morphin time! Mix and morph! Mix and morph! Building heroes! Powerful Zord! Mix and morph! Mix and morph! Building heroes! Powerful Zord!
Power Rangers Mini Mix and Morph base with figures. Others sold separately.
Okay. Right. The Mix and Morpher, and okay, that concept. Right, yeah. Let's just say this much. I don't really care for that either. Look, let me explain this to you. If anyone hadn't already noticed, yes, they're combining the Zords with Rangers. Now, you may think to yourself, that's not too bad. It's not, it doesn't sound terrible. It's not a terrible idea. But at the same time, I don't really care for the design of the figures. I don't really care for how many pieces it looks like. I don't really care for the overall design. I don't really think most people really bought into that much. I mean, I'm not exactly sure. As you saw that there were so many different variations that they were showing. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. But at the same time, I'm not sure how many people actually bought it. And how much did they actually sell. Like, you know how they have, you know how we have Ranger keys now. The thing is that I'm not exactly sure if they sold as well as the Ranger keys. In fact, I'm pretty sure that they did that. The amount of mix and morph things that we saw there is barely even is way more than were actually made, and most of them were just made for that one commercial. I wouldn't be surprised. Now understand this. I may be talking so negatively towards this season. Understand, it's because this season really just didn't do well by the fans, and personally, I'm one of them. I am one of them, and I've been doing a lot of these reaction videos, and the reason why our PM and this have been ones that where I'm not the most positive is because of the fact that they weren't received as well. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, RPM was received pretty darn well. But at the same time, it was the season where Disney was basically saying, okay, we're going to cancel the show, and that bothered me. But MMPR 2010 was just a complete flop. Like, it was something that they really just... they should have just re-released the episodes and just left it at that. They shouldn't have gone to the extra effort of making a new toy line and doing all this other stuff that really wasn't beneficial to them in the end. They really should have just re-released the episodes and just done it that way and just left it at that. Because believe me when I say this, I think most people would have preferred that, and I for one would be one of those people that would have been like, do it. And that would have been simple enough, but they wanted to re-release the episode. They wanted to do it their own way, and it didn't work very well. So yeah. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Yes, this is the last. That was the last commercial for MMPR 2010. 2 commercials, I know, right? It's really short. Anyway, guys. Again, this has been Crazy Samurai 71. Next video, we will of course be moving on to Samurai, so we're moving on to the Nickelodeon seasons finally, which will be really exciting. So anyway, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and check the question time at the bottom. Answer it if you can, if you know what. It might be something related to MMPR 2010, or it might be related to Power Rangers in general. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you guys next time in whatever video I make. So goodbye.